Patrick, it's been a great week for you. I mean, scoring points has gotten you a lot of notoriety, including the conference's basketball player of the week. Congratulations on that.
Thank you. Thank you very much. It means a lot to have it for my first time. So.
Yeah, I was going to say, what did it feel like when you found out?
Well, I actually didn't know. I was actually on the court, and Easton came up and he was like, "Hey, congrats." I'm like, "On what?" And he was like, "Oh, did you see, like, you just won Player of the Week?" So it was really an honor. I feel like, especially as the first one in the program's history. So
yeah.
So yeah, it was definitely big.
Well, and I told you before, if you didn't get it last week, we may never have gotten one.
Yeah.
You had 31, which was a career high in one game, and 29 in the other. So, is the move from point guard last year to a 2 and playing on the wing, is that been the difference?
I think that's definitely made a big difference. Mainly because I score like at least 4 points a game in transition.
Right.
Whereas when I played the point, I wouldn't get any of those points. But it's just a lot easier to score from the wing. It's just in the past I kind of liked having the ball in my hands and really dictating what happens. But I feel like Jorge does a good job with that, and I'm really glad we brought him in. So.
Well, you're reading my mind, because that was the next thing I was going to ask you. Is do you miss the ball? Because you've been a point guard, right, through most of your career.
I miss it. I mean, I miss it sometimes, but. Honestly, I think just not having to worry about it. All I worry about now is running the floor instead of having to bring it up and call a set and all that stuff. So it's really a lot easier, honestly.
One thing I don't know, we talk about it a lot, Coach Holly talks about it a lot, is that you may also be our best defender. You get a lot of the tough assignments, and I would imagine, and I think Coach Holly has said this, so it's not just me, but you have a lot less responsibility offensively, like you had said. Does that allow you to concentrate on your defense a little bit more?
Definitely. I think in the past when I played the point, it was kind of like, it was just a lot to think about when you go from guarding, a really good player to the ball goes through the net and then you have to get it back and call a set, and then when we score, I have to guard the best player again. So it was it's definitely like those two things tied together. And in terms of, and it's always going to be a difficult job guarding the best player. Like, I remember guarding Bundy last year.
Right. Yeah.
Against Drury. And was hit with so many screens, and it was, so.
You told me you're not feeling real well today with a kind of a sore throat, but Illinois Springfield came to town, and we had played on Monday night.
Yeah.
You didn't know if you were going to play or not, and yet you lit them up for 30 points that night.
Yeah.
So explain that a little bit, mister.
Well, I don't know what happened. Like, my whole quad had like a knot in it through my whole quad. I could barely run before the game. And Coach Holly came up to me and during warm-ups and asked me, like, are you all right? And I said, Coach, give me 10 minutes, let me figure it out a little bit. But then Coach Williams came up and said, like, we need a decision, and I was like, you know what, let's try it. And it was difficult, but it kind of loosened it up a little bit during the game too. So
evidently.
Yeah.
Well, you've had these big scoring games, especially here lately, but you went through a dip in your scoring at one point. What's going on there?
I think it was around the Christmas break time, right? It was around that time I found it difficult. I think it was the first time in my career people have really like guarded me like differently. I remember like growing up and stuff, I'd always been on a team with some of the best players around, and so like we always shared the scoring, and none of us were big scorers really. So it was really the first time I've been guarded like that, and it was a challenge for me to see, how to get the ball and how to score. It's more about scoring without the ball than scoring with the ball. So
interesting. Yeah. Is it a little extra weight on your shoulders to be expected to score?
I think maybe it is, but I also like it. Like I'm a big fan of pressure being put on me, and I'd like to think that now it's like a normal thing. Like when people come up and say good game, like I'm like, it was hopefully it was an average game.
Right. I get you.
So that's really how I feel about the whole thing, and hopefully I can stay consistent and keep scoring.
Do you have a basketball idol, somebody you really idolize?
I don't have. I have players I idolize. Obviously, I think everyone does. Like, I'm a big fan of Kevin Durant. I think he's like an elite scorer, and he can score anyway. But in terms of in terms of idols, I guess I have them, but I don't really have anyone that like I model my game after. Or I like to think my game isn't one dimensional, and I like to think I have my own style, and I think that's the biggest thing when you're playing basketball, is to just be yourself on the court and try and create your own style. So yeah,
you're one of the friendliest guys around. You're easy to talk to.
Thank you.
Yet on the court, you're pretty competitive. Where does that come from?
I don't know. I think it's just my will to win. Like, I just want to win every time I get out there, and having the season like we had last season and the start to this season has been really tough. But yeah, it's really just the fire to win that drives me, and hopefully we can get a few more rattled off in the next few weeks. So.
Well, the start of the season was tough, no doubt about it, but yet you're sitting here with 2 games in a row you've won. Where does the team go from here?
I think we just need to continue to build on the stuff we've been talking about in film. A lot of the things from one game to the next are very similar that we talk about, and I really think we did a good job this weekend of executing a game plan. The coaches did a great job of drawing one up, but we really did a good job of putting it on the court and really taking into account everything they said during the week. So I think we need to continue to do that and continue to execute what they give us.
Patrick, people know that you're from Great Britain, but what's home like for you?
Home is different. It's very different, and every time I go back, I'm kind of, I love it, and I really I always want to be there, but I'm kind of reminded as to why I needed to leave in the first place too. So, but I really love it, man. I love seeing all my family, and everyone around there is really just really good to me, and they show me a lot of love when I come back. Great. So,
speaking of your family, tell us about them again, if you would.
So I have a little sister who is 16 now, which is crazy. Yeah. I have an older brother whose birthday is actually today. So happy birthday, Jordan. He plays basketball in Germany. Okay. My mom is probably the best basketball player out of the family.
Really?
Yeah, she just got an award.
What's her name?
Catherine.
Catherine, okay.
She just got an award last summer, I think, where she was called back to Africa, and they said, and they gave her an award that meant that she was one of the top 10 basketball players in the last 50 years from Africa. Like, it was a FIBA award, so it was a huge thing.
Yeah.
I remember coming back and seeing it and being like, I'm probably never going to be the best basketball player in this family. So,
well, this week you are.
Yeah.
Tell us about your dad also.
My dad is actually here right now.
Oh.
Yeah, he was at the last 2 games. Maybe that's a reason why I played well.
Yeah.
But no, he's a character. He's hilarious. I always say he's one of the funniest people I know. And yeah, we have a lot of fun. We play a lot of golf together and stuff like that.
Very neat. So. What's his name?
Mike.
Mike. Okay.
Yeah.
Finally, after graduation, which is a year and a half, give or take, away, what are you going to do?
I plan on going back to Europe and playing basketball for as long as I can, really. And hopefully I start with somewhere decent and can build my way up, and hopefully I'll find a good team to play for. So, well,
best of luck to you, and boy, what a year you've had.
Thank you.
If you're not on the first team all conference this year, again, I'll have an issue with that. I have a feeling you might be considered for player of the year, but we'll see how that all works out. Congratulations on your player of the week award.
Thank you very much.
And we'll be back with more after this.